Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Go Cardinals Sports for some playoff action, SUNY playoff action today between the Plattsburgh State Cardinals and the visiting Red Dragons from Oneonta. It is the opening round in the SUNYAC playoffs here. Cardinals with the 4th seed playing against the 5th seeded Red Dragons. And we're getting ready for starting lineups today here. It's a cold Saturday morning, but we're getting ready for a good one here. The first playoff game of this fall 2018 season. And let's meet the starting lineups today. First for the Red Dragons. At midfield, a senior from Port Jefferson Station, number 2, Seaver Lipschi. At midfield, a junior, Abby Usajoglu, number 5. Number 7, a defender, a senior, Nicole Donadio. Midfielder, junior, Christina Cornfield, number 9. A midfielder, a senior, number 11, Morgan Downen. On defense, a freshman, number 14, Morgan Creedon. At forward, a freshman, number 17, Grace Siren. At midfield, a senior, number 20, Jessica Downen. Kelsey Moinzade, a forward. Defensive and midfielder, a senior, number 23, Julie Steinhauer. And in goal, a junior from Sydney, Australia, Jolene Crom. They're coached by Elizabeth McGrail. And here we are for your Cardinals starting lineup. At midfield and forward, a freshman, number 2, Allison Seidman. At midfield and defense, a junior, number 4, Sarah Bonner. At midfield, a sophomore, number 6, Abigail Siemens. At midfield, a junior, number 9, Rachel Moran. At forward and midfield, a freshman, your Plattsburgh State native, number 13, Kirsten Villamere. At midfield, another freshman, but from New Paltz, number 15, Erin Metzger. On defense, a senior, number 17, Jessica Mangieri. And on defense, number 21, a sophomore, Ali Boudreau. At forward, a junior, number 26, Katie Matat. And on defense, a senior, number 28, Michelle Novak. And now we are, in goal, number 0, Taylor Adams, the graduate student from Schenectady, New York, who has 103 saves this year. And they're coached by Tanya Armolino and Franzi Noze and Brooke Knight. And we are ready for the national anthem. And we are ready for some SUNYAC playoff action here at the Fieldhouse Complex at Plattsburgh State. As the teams huddle up. Looks like Oneonta has their own little pregame ritual, running from one sideline to the other with the bench players as the Cardinal team huddles up in preparation for this first round of the SUNYAC playoffs. Obviously, the Cardinals received the fourth bid, so they are hosting this week. Potsdam and Fredonia is set to take on, or is on slate for 1 o'clock today. So right around the end of this game will probably be the start of that game, which the winner of this game will face the winner of that game. Scratch that. I believe actually the winner of this game will either face Geneseo or Cortland, and the winner of Fredonia and Potsdam will take on either Geneseo or Cortland. Geneseo and Cortland, the 1-2 seeds in SUNYAC Conference, received the bye week, first week bye in the playoffs. It's a mere 34 degrees just about, maybe a couple ticks higher, 35, 36, but it is a cold Saturday morning. This game was originally on slate for 1 o'clock today, but there's rain in the forecast, which we may be getting toward the end of this game. It's supposed to be really heavy around 2 or 3 o'clock. So this game started at 1. We would be in the middle of that, but they moved it up to 11 o'clock in the morning today, and that's where we are getting ready for this game today. Cardinals are on a 7-game winning streak. They're 12-5 overall, 6-3 in the conference after starting 0-3 in conference play. The Red Dragons are 8-1. They're 4-5 in the SUNYACs. And they lost against the Cardinals prior to this day in early October. That was the 12th of October. The Cardinals won 2-1. That was in Oneonta. So Oneonta made the trip this time for the first round as players get set, and we're about ready. The Cardinals are in white. The visitors are in red. And we're underway here. Cardinals with the ball to start the first half of this SUNYAC playoffs 2018. Like I was saying, the Cardinals are on a 7-game winning streak. No better time to be on a 7-game winning streak than now, heading into the playoffs. 6 of those wins coming against SUNYAC opponents. Most recently, Buffalo State and Fredonia got the work from the Cardinals in their final regular season weekend, which was here at home for the Cardinals. They won 2-0 over Fredonia and 2-1 on Senior Day against Buffalo State. Jess Mangieri with the game-winning penalty kick in the 60th or so minute against Buffalo State. That secured the win, granted the Cardinals the number 4 seed, and that's how they got themselves here today to take on the Red Dragons from Oneonta. What a year it has been for this young Cardinal team with only 3 seniors and a grad student. Some growing pains along the way, but leadership and just playing hard each and every day has brought the Cardinals to where they are today at 12-5 overall. 6-3 in the conference as they have a free kick here. Looks like Bonner's going to handle this one. She sends it away. That's Boudreaux. Dragged down her opponent. She picks up the foul. Oneonta will continue their possession downfield. Leading the way on offense for the Cardinals are two freshmen, Allison Seidman and Kirsten Villamere. Seidman with 6 goals and 7 assists in her rookie season. And the Plattsburgh native, Kirsten Villamere, has 7 goals and 3 assists to lead the way for the Cardinals. Nice kickback. Here comes the cross toward the center. Cleared by Siemens. That's all the way back. Gets through to Adams, who comes up and scoops it up to send this one downfield. And Katie Matat, number 26 for the Cardinals, also has 6 goals and 2 assists for the Cardinals in her junior season. Adams in goal, sports an .858 save percentage, has 103 saves this year in 17 games, which counts for 7 shutouts along the way, including the one against Fredonia last weekend. She had 2 consecutive shutouts, 3-0 against New Paltz and 2-0 against Fredonia. 2 of the last 3 games of the season. Here come the Cardinals trying to push it forward. It's interrupted by the Red Dragons, but Bonner sends this one downfield in the direction of Seidman, but it is cut off by a defender on the Red Dragons as the Cardinals are trying to come away with possession here at midfield. Boudreaux up to Seidman. She comes back for it. Kicks it back to Boudreaux. And that's Metzger. Has 2 Red Dragons on her, but she cuts the corner. She gets the cross up. It's deflected up and out of bounds. The Cardinals will have a corner. The first corner of the day. Early on here. In the 5th minute. Siemens will take this one, it looks like. Or is that Seidman with the mitts? I believe it was Siemens as she comes out and gets this one again. It's deflected in front of the goal. The goalkeeper comes out and picks this one up. In goal for the Red Dragons is Jolene Crom. She's in all black. And Taylor Adams is in goal for the Cardinals in fluorescent green. There's Siemens on the left side. Sophomore from Bolton Landing. Oneonta picks it off, and they're working it downfield now. Looking for the open ball. The through ball is too much. Adams with Cornfield approaching, scoops it up in time. And that's Villamere turning the corner. That's a nice pass for Matat, but it's too much on it, and Crom will come out and pick this one up easily. Bonner. That's Cornfield for the Dragons. As they're trying to work it down on offense. Pushed away is Mangieri, but this is Bonner working her opponent. She takes it away from Cornfield. They're in the box still, and Bonner's dragged down. Cornfield falling on top. But the Cardinals come away with it. Nice defensive play by Bonner to chase up to it, come away with it, and draw the foul. She waits for her teammates here. Send downfield. Mangieri looking for Villamere with the through ball in the air. Nice defense by the Cards here. Red Dragons struggling to maintain possession as this is on the sideline. It doesn't go out of bounds as Cornfield catches up to it, fakes the cross, heads toward the penalty box. It's intercepted by Metzger, and that's Novak who kicks it away. Up to Siemens, reverses field, gets it to Moran, one touch to Villamere, and Siemens comes away with it. But chasing down is her opponent who takes it away from her. At the middle of the field. That's headed up over everyone, out of bounds. The Cardinals will take it. Siemens turns the corner. Villamere has it. That's over to Novak. Sends it up to Metzger. Closes off her opponent nicely. Sends it to Moran, over to Mangieri, looking for Villamere on the through ball. She's going to race for this one, but can't catch up to it. Over to the right side, the Red Dragons are swinging it. Seidman jumps up there and wins the jump ball for the Cardinals. All the way over to the left. Siemens gets tangled up, can't catch up to it. And that's Mangieri on defense kicking it away. But the Red Dragons get it right back. Here are the Red Dragons on the sideline. Mangieri gets her foot on it. That's Novak sending it downfield. Out of bounds, though. Here come the Red Dragons. Approaching the box. Nice move. One pass into the box, but Bonner clears it. But the Red Dragons will get this one back. Here in the 35th minute, just underway in the first round of the SUNYAC playoffs. Cardinals played their best soccer toward the end of the year. Ended the season on a 7-game winning streak, looking to extend it here in a time where they really need a win. Win or go home in this SUNYAC playoffs. And here's Matat chasing after it. And there's a little collision with one of the Red Dragons' defense. And the goalkeeper, who's still down, but gets up as she looks to send this one back downfield. Jump ball. Boudreau. Novak backing up. This Red Dragons team likes to play on the ground. And here come the Cardinals with an attempted shot. Easy save for the goalkeeper, Crom. Both teams really like to play on the ground. Not a lot of up-in-the-air through balls or crosses that connect. But more so with the finesse passing on the ground. One-touch passing, triangle soccer. Working it around as here's Seidman with it on the ground. Passes it up. Back to Seidman. She's going to look for the cross. Here it is off her foot. And almost with the back heel score by Villamere, looked like was up there approaching. But it's saved by Crom as she kicks a low line drive right off of her defense's back. And that's Villamere again with another chance as she tried to catch them off guard. The goalkeeper sent a low line drive off the goal kick, but hit her defender's back. Caught her off guard. Villamere saw it happen. Or it might have been Matat. I can't see if it's Matat in front or Villamere. I believe that's actually Villamere in front. Or no, it was Katie Matat with both shots. So that was Matat. Here's another shot attempt, and it's saved by Crom. That was off the foot of Kirsten Villemer. That was Villemer getting her head on it. Jump ball, Seidman works around her opponent, gets it up to Matat. It's deflected, and the Red Dragons come away with this one momentarily at least. Mangieri gets her foot on it. She's working with the head ball. Metzger works it back to Bonner, but she can't get it to her. Bonner's on defense right here. This is Cornfield with the cross into the box. A scoring opportunity for the Red Dragons, but Taylor Adams with an easy save. The Red Dragons might have had Julie Steinhauer on the right side to the left of Adams, but instead, that was Jessica Downen with the shot attempt. As here's Matat, we're reversing it to the right side, tries to get it to Seidman, couldn't get it, it's intercepted, and the Red Dragons will work back downfield. Nice defense by Mangieri as this one trickles into the feet of Novak. Over to Siemens, it's intercepted, and that'll go out of bounds. The Cardinals will take the throw-in right in front of their bench. Here comes Cornfield on offense. Pass toward the middle, that's Downen. No push from behind, that's Metzger on defense. Cardinals might have caught a break as Mangieri kicks this one out of bounds. They'll take the throw-in. Metzger with the strong defense on Downen at the top of the box, center top, to cause traffic in there to prevent the shot. In the corner, nice defense by Siemens. And it's off Siemens again, it's still in bounds. The cross, and it's cleared by Novak over to Mangieri, who kicks it up to Matat. Turns the corner, looking for Siemens. She's not going to catch up to it. It's going to be kicked out of bounds, and the Cardinals will take possession. Working their way up the sideline. Bonner will handle the throw-in. Bonner really working for it. And it works out as Matat swings it over to Seidman, but the Red Dragons come away with it, as that's Boudreau on defense now. Up in the air, through ball. Novak cuts it off. And it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Red Dragons. The Cardinals will take over again. Through ball gets by everyone, and that's going to be a throw-in for the Red Dragons toward their corner on the other side of the field. With just about 30 minutes remaining here in the first half, or in about the 15th minute or so. And here's the throw-in. Cardinals coming away with it, trying to stay aggressive here on their offensive side of the field, and that's a shot attempt. It draws Crom off her line, but an easy save for the goalkeeper. Jump ball. Cardinals can't come up with it. The Red Dragons have it. Off the foot of Bonner, out of bounds. Defended by Siemens, out of bounds. Cut off by Bonner and cleared. Nice defense. That's Moran and Matat. And they draw the foul. Nice play by the junior midfielder, Rachel Moran, to draw the foul, but the Red Dragons intercept this one immediately. Through ball. Nice defense by Boudreau. Over on the right side. She gets her foot on it at the top of the box. They're in the box now. Novak with a strong physical effort to get to, she's basically a brick wall to prevent Jessica Downen from getting any further into the box. Both players fall down as she clears it. Cardinals are still on defense. That's Boudreau. As they work it toward the box again, they're on the right side. It's a pass to nobody. Boudreau catches up to it, gets her foot on it, kicks it out of bounds. But it's Plattsburgh's ball anyway. Moran. Jump ball won by the Cardinals momentarily. Red Dragons still trying to stay aggressive on offense. Moran clears it. Bonner throws it away. Oneonta has it. Bonner saves it on the sideline. Metzger battling for it. We have a whistle. And she draws the foul on her opponent. The Cardinals will take over on possession. Cardinals with already 7 shots. 5 of them been on goal, where Oneonta only has 1 of those. And 4 fouls as well, the Red Dragons. If the Cardinals win today, they'll be playing again on Wednesday, on Halloween. Most likely a 3 o'clock start, I would assume, barring any weather that would get in the way, like it did today. Pushed up this game to 11 o'clock. On offense, that's Downen for the Red Dragons. But kicked away by Bonner, up to Mangieri. She has a lot of room. She connects to Matat, but she couldn't stay with it. Red Dragons come up with it to Downen, out of bounds. And the Cardinals will send in a substitute. That's Amanda Steinman. On defense. Subbing in for Abigail Siemens, though. So she'll probably take over around midfield. As Villamere and Matat and Seidman are the forwards right now. In the direction of Villamere. She has it. Not anymore. It's been a tight game so far. Close in possession. No team has really been able to capitalize on anything. There haven't been much to capitalize on so far. Both teams playing good defense. Trying to play keep away while making something happen on offense. Bonner tries to get it to Seidman. It's up in the air now. Jump ball. Moran. Over to the left side. They play give and go. Working it toward the middle now. On the right side. That's down in at the top. And it's cleared. I'm sorry, that is Steinhauer with it. Number 23 for the Red Dragons. Turned over, the Cardinals. Up to Steinman. Seidman tried to catch up to it. We got 22 minutes remaining here in the first half. Not much action so far. It's still 0-0. Only a couple opportunities for the Cardinals to get on the board. Haven't converted yet. Oneonta's only had one shot on the board. And it was an easy save for Taylor Adams. As here's Steinhauer. Into the corner. That'll draw out Adams. With Cornfield approaching. Cornfield. Moran chases up to it and gets tripped. No call. Matat chasing up to it. As she does. And they're going to give the throw in to the Cardinals. Mangieri sizes up the cross. Cardinals, the Red Dragons intercept it. That was a long shot by Bonner. Might have been a pass, but it got over everyone. Villamere. Moran. Metzger tried to advance it. Steinman picks up a foul. Off the free kick, Novak and Metzger are there. Mangieri tried to clear it. They're in the box. Mangieri's on defense. Bonner got her foot on it. They're still at the box. Off of Bonner. Still in the box. Can't see because of the clock. But they're going to give a corner. That new shot clock for lacrosse season is conveniently placed in a spot that prohibits us from seeing any or most action in the box. As Oneonta will sub in number 8, Hannah Kaplan. As number 2, Seaver Lipsche handles this corner here. Here it comes. Wide. Bonner got her foot on it. Steinhauer, shot attempt, cleared by Villamere. Over to Steinman, who's going to show off her speed. Tried to advance it. She kicks it up out of bounds, but it's deflected off her opponent. She quickly gets it back into Steinman, who tried to get it to Seidman. And they're in the corner. Kornfeld. It's deflected off Novak. Steinman advances it. Metzger gets knocked down. Nice play by Villamere to take it away. Over to Mangieri, getting it to Matat. She has Villamere ahead. Here comes Villamere with the shot attempt. It's wide left. She went with the left foot as she had some defenders approaching. And Oneonta will make a couple more substitutes. Looks like number 10, Devin Kilmade, and number 13, Michaela Hansinger. Number 10 and number 13 check in. Matat, or that's Villamere. Here come the Red Dragons now. Nice play by Bonner to poke it out. Into the box, all the way through. Adams picks it up. No problem. Boudreau reverses. Deeks. Surrounded by two. Cardinals ball. 16 and a half minutes remaining here in this first half of the SUNYAC quarterfinals between the Red Dragons from Oneonta and your Plattsburgh State Cardinals, who are 12-5, 6-3 in the conference, and are on a 7-game winning streak. The Red Dragons are 8-1 on the season. Tripped up, no call. Bonner reverses field. Looking for Villamere, goes out of bounds. The Red Dragons ended their regular season against Wilkes University on this past Tuesday, so their legs may not be as fresh as the Cardinals, who last played on Saturday. That was against Buffalo State. But prior to the Wilkes University tie in double overtime for the Red Dragons, they were once on a 3-game winning streak, which helped propel themselves higher up into the SUNYAC Conference. 2 of those wins came against SUNYAC opponents. Just after the Cardinals defeated them, and Seidman gets pushed from behind, and they call a whistle here. But after the Cardinals dismantled the Red Dragons at home in Oneonta, Oneonta went on to defeat Potsdam 3-1, Hartwick College, a non-conference game, 1-0, and then New Paltz 5-1 as the goal kick or the cross goes to no avail. It'll be a goal kick here for the Red Dragons. Moran. Pushing it up. That's Villamere in the box. Couldn't catch up to it, though. That's Bonner. Fakes right, goes left. Pushed from behind. That's a foul. Cardinals have it. Being pressured by the Red Dragons, though. Here's the through ball. Adams comes off her line and Scoops this one up easily and rolls it down to Mangieri with a lot of room. Passes it up to Matat, who has a body on her, as she can't convert the pass. That was from Mangieri. On the sideline. Last touch by the Red Dragons. It'll go out of bounds. The Cardinals will take possession. With 12 and a half minutes left in this first half. It's Villamere working around her opponent. Gets the shot up, but it's easily scooped up by Crom, rather. Sent downfield. Bonner turns on it. Tries to send it over to the sideline where there was Villamere, but couldn't get it to her. Bonner is in there and cuts it off and forces the turnover. Nice move by Matat, who's getting it over to Simon. Couldn't get it to her. There's too much on it. Defended, kicked out of bounds. Red Dragons will take this one back, though. We have a whistle. And
for Oneonta is number 3, Sienna Nikolic.
Number 3 checks in, Sienna Nikolic for the Red Dragons on the forward line. Villamere picks up the foul. Looks like she pushed down her opponent. Physical play. 10 minutes left here in this first half. Sent. Here come the Dragons just outside the box. That's Bonner on defense. Mangieri closes. And Adams will come up, and she'll send this one back downfield. It's been an easy half for her so far. A couple of those today, and maybe says she has 2 saves on 2 shots sent up by the Red Dragons. Moran, back to Bonner. Back to Moran. Over to Mangieri. It gets deflected. She was looking for Villamere. Gets her foot back on it, but it's just under her reach. Out of bounds, last touch by Bonner on defense. And that's the last touch off the head of number 8, Hannah Kaplan. Inadvertently off the foot of Moran. Deflected off her head. Here come the Red Dragons at midfield, trying to make something happen here. Cardinals have been good on defense, as they have been most of this year, especially in these last 7 or 8 games where they've played the best soccer they've played. Their last loss came against SUNY Potsdam. SUNY Potsdam, a team that this Red Dragon team has beat. So, I bet coming into this game, the Red Dragons studied game film from the time that they beat Potsdam and most likely studied the game in which the Cardinals lost to Potsdam, see what the Cardinals did or didn't do against a team that the Red Dragons have previously beaten, and that's kicked lightly and off of Mangieri for a goal kick. Looks like number 2, Sierra Lipsky, is going to take this one again. Her second corner of the day. Here it comes. In the front, still in the box. Steinman closing out. Lipsky. She may have another opportunity at a corner, but she kicks it out. Nice defense by Steinman to force the unforced error. This Oneonta team gets about 1.47 goals per game. That's just about what the Cardinals get at 1.53. They allow 0.82 goals per game. The Cardinals allow 1 goal per game. So it's a battle of defense here so far. That's Matat chasing after it. Cardinals already have 10 shots. Oneonta allows about 13.5 per game, so they're a little bit behind on their average of the season. Cardinals already have 10 shots. 6 have been on goal. And that's about the average amount allowed on goal per game that the Red Dragons give up. The Cardinals are really strong on that front, only allowing about 13.8 shots per game. And actually, I stumbled on the last one. Oneonta only allows 10.1 shots per game. So that's what the Cardinals have right now. They have 10 shots already, still in the first half with 5 minutes remaining before halftime. As that'll probably go down as another shot. Not a tough save, per se, but it'll be another save for the goalkeeper, Jolene Crom. Novak getting back in position. Bonner. All the way downfield. Nice pass for Matat over to Villamere off her knee. Villamere shows off her speed and catches up to it. Outruns her opponent, then gets pushed from behind. She draws the foul. Cardinals will have a free kick with 5 minutes left in this first half. Just in front of Oneonta's bench. Looks like Steinman will send this one away. Here it comes. Strong kick. In the box. Crom comes out. And that's deflected out of bounds. It'll be a corner. This will be their second corner of the day. Or no. It is overruled, and they give it a goal kick rather than a corner. It was a header off of Katie Matat. Was deflected off her head out of bounds most likely. But the Cardinals still have it on their offensive front. But here come the Red Dragons. Bonner keeps this one in front. Here come the Red Dragons on offense. Showing off the speed here. They cross it toward the middle. That's Mangieri on defense. Metzger gets her foot on it. Here's Lipsky. Working it down to the right side. Boudreau kicks it off her opponent, and it deflects out of bounds. The Cardinals will retain possession. Here's Adams with the goal kick. Lines herself up. Sends it. That's Moran winning the free kick, or rather the jump ball. But it's intercepted. Taken away. They're working it toward the box. This is Hansinger. Kicking it toward the baseline. It's deflected off Mangieri, who kicks it up to Steinman. Nice defensive play by the senior, Jess Mangieri. That's deflected out of bounds. They're going to give it to Oneonta. No. This side judge pointed it to Oneonta, but the other two overruled that. The Cardinals will take this possession back downfield with 2 minutes left in the first half of the SUNYAC quarterfinals between your Plattsburgh State Cardinals and the visiting Red Dragons from Oneonta. Mangieri sent it downfield, but the Red Dragons keep it right back. Villamere. Seidman drew in her opponent, reversing on her. She's showing off her speed. Down into the corner. She has a strong leg. That was a rifle off her foot, but it's an easy catch by Jolene Crom. That might have been a cross or a shot. Could have gone either way if it went over Crom's head. The top might have been there to convert. That's Bonner. Downfield. Giving chase is Crom, who will pick this one up with less than 90 seconds left in this first half. Villamere chasing. We're in the last minute of play here. It's deflected off Villamere. It'll be a goal kick for Crom. So in the first half, it's been a physical game, a tight game. It's still 0-0. Oneonta has 7 fouls. Your home team here, the Cardinals, have 2 fouls. Shots on goal, the Cardinals lead the way with 7 out of 12. Oneonta 2 for 4 on shots on goal and shot attempts. 30 seconds left. Oneonta will take this one downfield off the free kick. No bookings yet, no red cards. Just some common fouls, free kicks. Here's Oneonta with 13 seconds left. Mangieri and Bonner cut it off. Novak is going to clear it.
7, 6, 5.
And Villamere gets the last foot on it before the end of the half. And in 15 minutes, we'll be back with the second half of action of the SUNYAC quarterfinals here on Go Cardinal Sports. We'll be right back, 0-0. And welcome back to the second half of action at this SUNYAC quarterfinals game between your Cardinals and the visiting Red Dragons from Oneonta. Cardinals started it with the ball in the first half, so the Red Dragons started it here, but immediately turned it over as the Cardinals will take over possession here on the sideline in front of the visitors' dugout. As the Cardinals will work the other way now. They work their way downfield toward us, toward the camera. As here is Matat getting it to Villamere, and it hits post. Still in play for Seidman, and Villamere with another chance. But it's saved by the goalkeeper, Crom. Couple early opportunities go by the wayside for the Cardinals. Here early in the second half, tried to take the lead. It's still 0-0. Couple good shots from Villamere, the freshman. Couldn't convert on the other end as Oneonta is on offense now. Quickly taken away by Seidman and Boudreau. Looking for Matat. Kicked out of bounds, saved by Seidman. Over everyone's head. Adams comes out, scoops it up. Thank you for joining us today on your Saturday morning into afternoon now, just past 12 noon. You're watching on Go Cardinal Sports. I'm Ezra Kachaturian with Nick Puzo behind the camera today. And the SUNYAC quarterfinals here at the Fieldhouse Complex at Plattsburgh State. It's 0-0. Oneonta with the ball. Deflected out of bounds. They'll give themselves a corner. It's a cold one today. This game got moved up due to the weather in the forecast. Signs of rain coming in the early afternoon around 2 o'clock. This game was originally on tab for 1 o'clock, but pushed up to 11 a.m. As we're here in the second half now, just underway in the 48th minute or so. Here comes the cross. Still in the box, it's cleared nicely. As that's Matat chasing after it. She catches up to it. She has a defender right on her, though. It's kicked out of bounds. Cardinals will maintain possession. That's Boudreau. Matat looking for Seidman in the corner. And that's out of bounds. Last touch by the Red Dragons. Morgan Downen, one of two Downens on the field today for the Red Dragons. Steinman right outside the box. Gets it to Matat. She squares up. She's in the box still with her foot on it, on the ground. As Oneonta comes away with it, though. Nice effort by Matat to just maintain possession there in the box while she was on the ground. As Oneonta works their way back downfield, Bonner is right there on defense and deflects it out of bounds. I think that'll be another corner for the Red Dragons here in the second half. They're second in the second half. They're third, or their fourth, rather, of the game already. They had two in the first half, and now they're second here in the second half. This one's taken by the other Downen, Jessica Downen. The two Downens on the field, Morgan and Jessica. Jessica, a senior, and Morgan, also a senior. So that might mean that they are twins. As the ball is worked over to the right side, Oneonta maintains possession. Deflected out of bounds. That'll be another corner for the Red Dragons. Looks like Seaver Lipsky will take this one from the right side with the left foot, as she did in the first half here on the left side with her left foot. From the corner, here it comes. It's in the air, High ball. But it's deflected out. Lipsky has another chance at a corner, but overshoots her teammates, and it's deflected out of bounds. They'll get another corner here, this time from the left side. Third corner of the half already for the Red Dragons. They're pushing it on the offensive zone. Up in the air, jump ball, in the box, cleared nicely. Kept in front by the Red Dragons, though, on offense. Taken away by the Cardinals. Looking up front. That's Seidman chasing up to it. She has a bouncer. She pushes it in front with her own head. She's in the box, and she's the last to touch it. And it goes out of bounds. She had a little bit too much on that one. Trying to tap it up to herself on the touch. Trying to outrun Morgan Downen. As here's number 17, Grace Searin. The free kick, jump ball right into Seidman's feet. And she goes around her opponent, working it into the corner. And she'll get a corner. That's off of Searin, out of bounds. A corner for the Cardinals upcoming. Looks like Steinman will take this one for the Cardinals. Boudreau right next to her. Low line drive, nicely placed, but it's caught and saved by Crom off the head of Matat. Sent downfield. Bonner kept it in front to Steinman, over to Moran. Tried to get it to Matat again, who comes up with it here. She's tangled up. She reverses field. That's Villamere in the box now. She's getting pushed away. She's on her defender's back, and they're going to call a foul on her. Pushing down number 14, Morgan Creedon. And Oneonta has a free kick right in the middle of the box here for Grace Searin. Cardinals almost coming up with it. Red Dragons have numbers. Nice defense by Bonner to take it away on the one-on-one. Fast break. Seidman tries to take it away. It's all the way over to the sideline now. Last touch by the Red Dragons. It'll be a throw-in for the Cardinals with just under 37 minutes remaining here in the second half. It's 0-0. A winner will need to be decided by the end of this one. We're in the quarterfinals here. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but if it goes into overtime, there will be 2 overtime periods. If there's not a winner after that, it would go into sudden death PKs. No draws in playoffs. Winner go home. Cardinals playing tough defense here on the Red Dragons, who can't get it much past the point where they are at right now. Nicely cleared. But they still have it. Here come the Cardinals, though. Steinman's tripped up. And it's taken away by the Cardinals. Up the field to Villamere, who couldn't catch up to it. That's Matat closing in. And Crom clears it. That's Villamere fighting for it. She gets knocked down, no call. Kicked in front. Cardinals are trying to keep it on their side. That's Mangieri coming in to force in a turnover. Moran swinging it to Seidman. To Matat. Has someone right on her back. She turns it over. Kornfeld up to Downen. Mangieri cuts it off. That's Morgan Downen now. Getting it out of bounds in the direction of Steinhauer. It's going to be a throw-in for the Cardinals rather, who are in white. Red Dragons are in red. Nice play by Bonner. Red Dragons still have it though. Here comes the cross. It's on the ground. Taylor Adams comes up off her line, slides in, and corrals it to save the possession for the Cardinals. Lofts it into the air, a jump ball. Moran gets by her. She keeps up with it, though, as she has it at midfield. But it's going to be a free kick, maybe? I didn't hear a whistle, but the players did. Seidman working way. She has space to Matat. She tries to get it a little give and go action there. But Matat was tangled up. Moran on the sideline playing defense, nicely stopped by Boudreau. But the Red Dragons recover. Past midfield, it's cleared by Mangieri up to Moran. Seidman closes in on it, tosses it to Moran. Moran with the through ball, couldn't get it through. Nice play by Novak. Tried to get it between her legs, but she was all over that. Oh, here come the Cardinals on defense, clearing it. Mangieri kicks it out of bounds. As the Red Dragons will send in a substitute. Looks like number 8, Hannah Kaplan. For Abby Osajoglu. Here come the Cardinals. That's Adams that has it. Intermits. 32 minutes remaining. One hop over everyone's head. Out of bounds, last touch by the Red Dragons. Boudreau with the throw in here in between both benches. In the direction of Seidman, it's over her head. Moran in closing. Mangieri. Red Dragons upfield now in the corner. That's Kaplan, I believe. The cross. It's cleared out, but they still have it. No. Here come the Cardinals. That's Matat with the player right on her back, giving her trouble. Seidman from Boudreau tries to turn the corner. It's last touch by the Cardinals. Red Dragons quickly get it in. Steinhauer on the left side, looking for the cross. Nice defense by Novak to sniff it out and to stay with her defender, or with her opponent on defense. Seidman up to Matat. She plays give and go with Seidman. She keeps it in bounds, but it takes a weird curve off the save and rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Seidman. Boudreau saves it. Up to Matat. Trying to get it to Villamere. Matat is there again. Steinman. To Metzger. Up to Villamere. She's in the box. It's last touched by number 14, Morgan Crichton. As the Cardinals have possession on the sideline. The throw-in, Mangieri. Gets it to Matat. Mangieri off her boot. It's a one-hopper into the arms of Jolene Crom in goal for the Red Dragons. Sends it downfield, 0-0. One hop and over everyone's head, but Boudreau got her foot on it. Steinman closes off her opponent, comes away with it. Bonner gets tossed down as she draws the foul. She's been all over the place today, drawing fouls, clearing offensive threats by the Red Dragons as she handles the free kick here. Boudreau. Up to Moran, back to Boudreau. She can't get it. It's taken away by Steinhauer, but it's into the feet of Novak, who kicks it out of bounds. Knocked down. Boudreau gets it, though. Red Dragons come up with it. In the center of the field. Lipsky tried to get it to the left side. The Red Dragons will send in a substitute. Looks like number 10, Devin Kilmaid. Red Dragons on defense now. Cardinals setting up a goal kick with less than 29 minutes. We're in just about the 62nd minute here. Red Dragons with another throw-in, working their way down the sideline on the Cardinals. Falling down, Seidman comes away with it. You can see her speed right there, catching up to the ball. As here comes the through ball for Matat. It was too much mustard on that one. It gets by her. And that gets by Adams. It's out of bounds, last touch by the Red Dragons. Luckily for the Cardinals, catching a break. Adams off her line, almost let that one go in.
For Oneonta is number 13, Michaela Hansinger.
Number 13, Michaela Onsinger for the Red Dragons checks in. The flag in the Cardinals' direction. They'll come up with this one on the sideline, right in front of their banner. Sent downfield and out of bounds. Potsdam and Fredonia taking off at 1 o'clock today. The other SUNYAC quarterfinal match that will be taking place today. The 1-2 teams, Geneseo and Cortland, have the bye this week, as it looks like the Red Dragons have forced themselves another corner. It'll be their 7th corner of the day. They're 5th in this second half, as time is ticking now with 25 minutes left. Here comes the corner. It's high, and it's on top of the goal. Out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Taylor Adams. In 17 games this year, 103 saves and 7 shutouts with an .858 save percentage. So saving nearly 86% of the shots coming her way, accounting for 7 shutouts and 12 victories for Taylor Adams, the grad student, in goal for the Cardinals. On the other end, Jolene Crum has an .845 save percentage, saving nearly 85% of the shots coming her way, with 45 saves in 16 games. So what does that tell you? Either the teams that they face don't get off a lot of shots, or they give up a lot of goals, but their offense is good enough to prevent the losses coming off the defensive scores. But for the Cardinals, 103 saves in 17 games for the grad student Taylor Adams. That could mean two things there. Either Cardinals defense allows a lot of shots or forces a lot of shots, as it looks like we have an injury for the Red Dragons. Might be a bloody nose of some sort. She was just on one knee with her head down, as that was number 20, Jessica Downen, coming off the field. Clock has stopped with 24 minutes left in the second half, as the Red Dragons send in a substitute for the injured player. Looks like number 5, Abby, I might botch this one, Abby Uwasajaglu. As the Cardinals give this one back out of courtesy. Some of the football etiquette. If an injured player goes down, they most likely give it back. It's Abby Usajaglu, as my boss Brian Savard on the PA announced. And here come the Cardinals. The cross. It's out of reach of the goalkeeper. It's still in bounds, and it's out of bounds. Seidman was chasing up to it, as the goalkeeper will chase after this one to send it downfield. Here it comes, off the free kick. Steinman with a nice win, but they're going to call a foul on her. Maybe used her opponent's body to jump off and catch up to that one. So it'll go the other way. Moran tries to clear it. It caroms right into the feet of Matat, who found Steinman running, and that's Seidman catching up to it for the through ball. And that's going to be cleared by the goalkeeper. It goes over everyone's head, and Moran is going to chase up to it and can't catch up. It's out of bounds. Be a throw in for the Red Dragons. Cardinals steal this one from the Red Dragons, who take it right back. That's Seaver Lipsche on the interception and takeaway. Reverses Fields, sends it over to the right side. Mangieri, physical defense to cause a disruption there. And that's a foul drawn by Bonner, who quickly gets it up. And that's a cross by Villamere. And they're going to call a handball. Was she in the box? I think she was. And it looks like, or no, was she not in the box? Oh, yes, she was. As the Cardinals will have a penalty kick, and you know who is going to take this one. The senior, Jess Mangieri. There's an opportunity that Mangieri has capitalized on twice so far this year. She has 3 goals. All 3 of her career has come this year. Here comes. And she scores! Jess Mangieri puts the Cardinals on the board as they take a 1-0 lead. Jess Mangieri. She is so smooth with the conversion on the penalty kick opportunities. As I talked to her last week after the senior day victory in which she picked up the game-winning goal on the penalty kick, she said after the game, and I also spoke to Coach Armelino also, and that's just what they believe in her for. You know, she's a confident defender. She's a senior. She's seen it all over these 4 years for the Cardinals under Armelino. She's cool, calm, and collected in situations that most others aren't in any level, for that matter. A penalty kick is a penalty kick is a penalty kick. Her 4th of the season, Jess Mangieri takes the lead for the Cardinals 1-0. Much like last week and in the game against Skidmore, it's her 3rd game-winning well, I can't say game-winning yet, but this one put them up 1-0, taking the lead here in the 50th minute, or the closing in on the 70th minute now. Christina Kornfeld checks in. Number 3, Sienna Nikolish. And number 20, Jessica Downen, checks back in for the Cardinals. As the Cardinals convert on the break given to them by the Red Dragons on the handball that was in the box. I believe it was called on the newly substituted, or no, I think it was called on number 7, Nicole Donadio. As we're less than 20 minutes away. And they'll have a throw-in again. Bonner lining up. Villamere. The cross. She placed it perfectly, but it's cleared by Downen. But Bonner is right there to keep it in front. It's taken away from her, though. Boudreau's going to catch up to it, gets her foot on it. It keeps trickling backward. That's Novak chasing after it. And they're going to rule it Cardinal ball. Nice play by Novak to deflect it off her counterpart, Steinhauer. Moran with the left foot. She keeps it in front. Over to Matat. Sending it all the way over to Villamere, who tried to hop it over to Metzger, or to Steinman. That's Steinman closing in. Villamere working it to the left side. Not a good pass to Seidman, who was cutting the other way. Moran comes up with it, though. Seidman closing in on the box. She gets the pass off, and the cross, or the shot attempt by Metzger, is wide left, as the pass got too far down toward the baseline for her to get a good read on it. Steinman wins it. Boudreau is right there playing defense. Cleared by Moran, pushing it forward. That's Steinman keeping it in front. Boudreau up to Matat. It's intercepted. The Red Dragons come away with it. And that's kicked all the way back. Adams will square it up as she'll catch it with her feet and pick it up to send this one back downfield. Steinhauer on the left side for the Red Dragons. Approaching the box. They're in the box. The cross deflected by Mangieri. Cleared and kicked out of bounds. Deflected off the Red Dragons. The Cardinals will have a throw-in. It's 1-0 Cardinals here in the SUNYAC quarterfinals between the Cardinals and the Red Dragons from Oneonta. Manjiri moments ago netted her 4th goal of her career, her 4th this season, and another go-ahead goal scored by the senior defender. Seidman, it bounces over her. Moran. Out of bounds. Approaching the 75th minute here. Still in bounds, and they're going to rule it. Cardinals, no, off the Cardinals. It'll be the Red Dragons' ball. And that's Seidman there after the win by Moran. Boudreau up to Moran. Back to Boudreau. Over to Kirsten Villamere, working the sideline. She gets it through to Matat. That's Metzger on there. And chasing up, they're going to say it's out of bounds. Last touch by the goalkeeper, Jolene Crom. It's going to be a corner kick for the Cardinals, looking to tack on to this 1-0 advantage here late in the second half. We're in the 75th minute in the SUNYAC quarterfinals. Steinman will handle the cross from the corner. Here it comes. Villamere got her head on it. Boudreau chasing after it, but it's out of bounds. Last touched by Oneonta. Or by the Cardinals, rather. Oneonta will have the ball here, going downfield. Seidman right on Lipsky's back. She reverses field and gets it back. Nearly taken away by Steinman, but instead they convert and are pushing it downfield. That's Halsinger down there. Or Steinhauer, rather. Working it toward the box. Cleared by Boudreau. Up to Seidman. Taken back by the Red Dragons. That's Boudreau in there. Playing tough defense. No whistle. Nice physical play by Allie Boudreau, the sophomore from Bennington, Vermont. In the box. Nice clear. Shot attempt was too wide, and that's Novak getting tossed to the ground. And they're going to call a whistle. No card. But it really did look like Michelle Novak got thrown to the ground. Nonetheless, they pick up the foul. It's coming down our way now. Lipsky. Boudreau got her head on it. Steinman's there. Moran pushing it forward. Gets by both Villamere and Matat. But that's Metzger over there. Matat chasing after it. Kept in bounds by Siren. And pushed downfield. Novak got her foot in there. Over to Moran. She has a lot of space. The through ball to Seidman, or to Seidman rather. Nice interception by Boudreau. She's forcing it in the box. Almost to Matat. Bonner. Nice play by Bonner on defense. Moran forcing it. Falling to the ground is Boudreau. Over to cover is Bonner. Novak, nice slide tackle to force this one out of bounds to pause the threat. There's 12 minutes remaining here in the second half of the game between the Red Dragons and the Cardinals. Your very own Plattsburgh State Cardinals hold a 1-0 lead here over the visiting Red Dragons in the Sudiac quarterfinals. Plattsburgh, the 4 seed, Oneonta, the 5 seed. Fredonia and Potsdam set to take off in about 15 minutes or so. That game is being played in Potsdam, as the Red Dragons have another corner kick, their 8th today. They have more corners than they do shots on goal. That's out of bounds behind the goal. Oneonta sends in a substitute here. Looks like number 10, Devin Kilmade.
In the game for Oneonta is number 10, Devin Kilmeade.
Over to Villamere, sends it to Mangieri, back to Villamere. It's out of bounds. A turnover. The Red Dragons will take over. Steinman up to Matat. It's deflected back into the offensive side for the Red Dragons, turning the corner. Nice defense by Mangieri. She's doing it all today. Playing tight defense, has the lone goal in this game, giving her opposition problems on the defensive end. Into the box, near the box. Easy save by Adams as she comes off her line. We're in the 80th minute, 10 minutes left here at the Fieldhouse Complex. The Cardinals lead 1-0 off a penalty kick scored by none other, the senior Jessica Mangieri. Her 4th goal of her career. It's her 4th this season. So in a steady role on defense this year, the senior has scored all 4 goals of her career in her senior campaign, her last with the Cardinals. She was one of the first recruits under head coach Tanya Armelino, along with Michelle Novak and Jess Reed, being 3 of the first recruits brought in under the, at the time, new head coach Tanya Armelino. She's in her 5th season. This is her 5th season with the club. And each year they look to be getting better and better, despite the turnover each year of seniors and newcomers. Here's Moran on the left side, penetrating. Here comes the cross. It's cleared by the Red Dragons, but Boudreau powers away in there. Over to Seidman. She's in the box. She's going to get a cross off, but it's deflected. It's still in bounds, though, unlucky for the Cardinals. Seidman comes in there and forces it out of bounds for the throw-in. Taken away by Boudreau. Boudreau, Steinman to Metzger. Back to Bonner. Up in the air to Villamere. One hopper into the arms of Jolene Crom, the goalkeeper, with 8 minutes left. Crunch time now in the 82nd minute in the quarterfinals here at the Fieldhouse Complex. She'll be in store for an exciting last couple minutes here, as it has been an exciting second half of action after not much going on in the first half. It's win or go home here, as the Cardinals are trying to do everything they can do to advance on to the next round of the SUNYAC playoffs, which will be played on Halloween Day, the 31st of October, which is a Wednesday, a middle of the week game. If the Cardinals advance, they're 7 minutes away from advancing if this Score holds up. Bonner with the throw-in. Jump ball. Bonner got her foot on it, kicks it downfield out of bounds. And we'll have a substitute come into the game for Oneonta. Cardinals haven't really subbed out yet today. They've done one sub. That was in the first half when Steinman came in for Abigail Siemens. Abby Usajoglu comes into the game for the Red Dragons. But for the most part, the Cardinals that are on the field today have played the entirety of this game to this point. Here come the Red Dragons on the offensive side. It's a nice clear by Novak. And then cleared again by Bonner, it looked like. And the through ball gets by everybody. That's Taylor Adams sliding and coming up with it to make sure nothing else prevails on the offensive side of the ball for the Red Dragons as she kicks this one up in the air. It's a jump ball. Seidman got her foot on it. Steinman got her head on it, and that's Metzger pushing forward to Villamere. Keeps it in front. Here's Villamere with a lot of room. She takes the shot off. It's off her opponent. Didn't break it into the box. That's Matat off the rebound. The shot attempt is just high. Just high and wide, it looked like. Missing the top left corner of the goalpost. With 5.5 minutes left, Steinman got her foot on it. But it's a one-hopper into the hands of Crom. Up in the air, jump ball. Won by the Red Dragons. And they're on their offensive side now, pushing it down the left sideline. They have it in the corner. Closed off by the defense of the Cardinals, and that's cleared by Boudreau. Cardinals maintaining that brick wall defense. Cardinals preventing anything from happening on defense here for the Red Dragons, who are trying as much as they can to just move it down in their offensive side. Matat comes away with it, back to Boudreau with 4.5 minutes left. She fires it downfield. It's a jump ball. Steinman to Seidman. And that's worked out of bounds. No, caught up to. And Boudreau clears it once again. But the Red Dragons are going to come away with this one still on their side. 4 minutes left. And that's out of bounds. Last touched by the Red Dragons. Taylor Adams will take her time before sending this one downfield. Number 11, Morgan Downen, checks back into the game for the Red Dragons. One of the two Downen twins on the team for Oneonta. Jessica Downen and Morgan Downen from Longview, Texas. Here's Seidman showing off her speed, but that's Downen, who passed it back to their goalkeeper, who legs this one out of bounds in between the benches. Boudreau will have the throw-in for the Cardinals. Looks like Seidman will take it, actually, as this game is nearing its finish. Last touch by the Red Dragons, out of bounds. Villamere in the corner. Two defenders on her. That's last touch by Downen. A throw in for Seidman here. To Villamere. Back to Matat. They're in the corner. And it's last touch by Matat. Cut off by Lipsche. And they're going to give it to the Red Dragons now with 2 minutes remaining in the second half. It's kicked up out of bounds. Crom will get the goal kick. Jump ball. Bonner gets her foot on it. Sends it over to Villamere, who has room. Works it over toward the middle. Pass to Matat. Her back's to the goal. Over to Seidman. It's out of bounds. Less than 90 seconds left. In the quarterfinals here, the Plattsburgh State Cardinals lead 1-0. Trying to preserve the lead while the time expires. 1 minute left before the Cardinals can celebrate.
Last minute of play in regulation.
Out of bounds. Cardinals ball. 50 seconds left. 5-0. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Red Dragons. Seidman will handle this. One hopper to Villamere. Into the box. She's working it. She's working it still. She's still in the box. She's still in the box. Gets pushed down. It's cleared. 20 seconds left. Mangieri comes up with it. She's just going to kick it downfield. Lipsche kept it in front. Bonner will get her foot on it. Lofts it up to Metzger. 10 seconds.
9, 8,
And this looks like it'll be it.
5,
The final score, Cardinals 1, Oneonta 0, as they advance to the SUNYAC semifinals, as the rain is just around the corner here. As the Cardinals advance to the next round, they defeat the Red Dragons 1-0, as they'll be playing this week, upcoming on Wednesday. Thank you for watching. I don't know if this next game will be home or not. It is still to be determined where the location will be, as Fredonia and Potsdam are just about underway soon enough. Plattsburgh 1, Oneonta 0.